Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this HP Spectre x360 Convertible model 13-AE0XX. Alright, so we're going to need a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver. You do want to remove the rubber foot here on the back. Alright, so it's already missing. There's only this plastic piece here. But normally there would be a rubber foot there and you'd have to peel that up. Alright, once you peel that up, you can get access to the 4 screws under here. Alright, we're also going to need a T5 or Torx 5 screwdriver. You want to keep all the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that, I put them flat side down like this on my desk in the pattern I remove them. So we have 4 going along the back here, and then we have 2 on either side over here. Alright, so let's go ahead and remove those. There's nothing here, so the rubber foot's also missing from that side. Okay, the 2 screws in the middle here are shorter than the ones back here, so keep that in mind. Alright, again, we're going to switch now to a T5 or Torx 5 screwdriver and remove the 2 screws down here. Okay, now that we've gotten all the screws out, we're going to go ahead and try and pop the cover out. So this one is having a fan issue. We're going to see if something's stuck in it or if the grease is bad. Alright, so let's go ahead and try with a suction cup. This cover might be a little difficult to remove. Actually, it came out really easily. Okay, interesting. So there's only a few clips on the bottom here. The rest looks like there's no clips, so I'm surprised. Okay, so it's giving a fan error. Let's go ahead and see if we can actually turn the fans by hand. The battery model number, if you need it, is CP03XL. It's a pretty big battery. You do use a PH0 or JS0 screwdriver to get those screws out. So if you wanted to remove the other components, you would have to get a PH0 or JS0 screwdriver. There's also an HP spare part number here, 929072-855. Alright. It uses a PCIe NVMe SSD. Excuse me. Alright, so this one, alright, there's no upgradable RAM as far as I can see. Sometimes there can be underneath, but it looks like there's a metal plate here. That if you were to pop it up, the RAM looks to be like it'll be soldered to the motherboard because of its how thin it is. Alright, battery connector here. Let me see, should I remove that? We probably don't need to. This fan spins okay, and this is the bad fan. So this fan, oh, that's the problem. It just had something stuck in it. So pretty simple fix. Let's go ahead and grab this out. Looks like a piece of broken plastic. I'm going to see if the fan will spin completely all the way around. Hopefully the thing isn't clogged with, hopefully it's not a bad grease or anything as well. Okay, so this is spinning. The grease on it does seem a little bit bad, but it spins okay now. Alright, and this one spins okay as well. I don't hear any weird noise coming from the fan as I spin it. So it's probably good to go. Alright, and that one's okay as well. And that's pretty much it. I don't want to mess around with this too much because the only issue was the fan, and the fan issue was fixed. Let me see. I'll pull up the battery here real quick if I don't have to take out too much. So let's go ahead and remove these screws. Again, these are PH0 or JS0 screws. Okay, and we're going to remove... There's 2 screws down here as well. They actually have little arrows pointing to where the screws go. Okay, so keep that in mind so you don't take the wrong screws out. There are other screws there, but those are for the speakers. Right, now that we got those 4 screws out, we should be able to lift the battery up. I'm not going to unplug it because it's most likely going to act as the CMOS or BIOS battery as well. And if I take that out, I'm going to have to reset that. Okay, so it looks like this speaker cable is also kind of holding it in place. So I'm going to have to get the speaker cable out here. Maybe I should just stop while I'm ahead. I don't want to end up risk damaging anything else, but let's go ahead and pop this out just so we can kind of see what's underneath. Okay, this cable was holding in pretty strong. There we go. So we got that out. Alright, let's go ahead and now see if we can lift the battery out without taking everything else. Alright, so... Okay, it looks like you would have to disconnect the battery. So, alright, let me do that real quick just since I already took all the screws out. Alright, grab here on the wings, kind of just wiggle it just like this. You can see the gold pins face up on this connector. After you've pulled it out a little, you can lift the battery up and then you can help pull it back more. All right, make sure it clears this screw mount. And there we go. Okay, so let's at least clean the dust out of here because it has like specks of dirt and dust all over it. Okay, so at least make some use out of removing the battery. Here you can see trackpad cable, keyboard connector, keyboard backlight connector. I'm not sure what this cable is, but I'm going to assume it's for the fingerprint sensor on the side here. And then you have a separate board here for the USB port, power button, and headphone jack. All right. And then you got this connector here for the micro SD card slot. Sorry if you didn't see that, but that connector. All right. And these speakers are just held in with a push connector. If you watch some of my MacBook videos, you'll see how these go in, but basically you'd get underneath the connector and pry it out. And that's pretty much all I'm going to show. The wireless card is underneath here, all right, as you can see. And there's another speaker right there. And yeah, it looks like there's another speaker here, as well as the LCD LVDS connector right there. So if you're going to mess with this connector, make sure after disconnecting the battery, you open up the computer, press and hold the power button for 15 seconds. If you don't do that, there's a very good chance you'll fry the computer, all right? So that's pretty much it. All right, we're gonna put this back. I'm gonna power it up and make sure that the error message doesn't pop up again, all right? Because before it was actually popping up an error message saying that there's something wrong with the fan. So we'll see if that message goes away, because they used it like that for a bit and they said the computer got super hot. So let's go ahead now, plug this back in. Okay. It's a little bit tricky. Also, if you get a new battery, make sure you plug it in right. Gold pins are facing up, and then black wires are this side. Actually, there's a mixture, but here you can see black, white, then red going towards the right, blue, yellow, and then another black wire all the way to the far right. Okay, so make sure you don't plug this in upside down, because if you do, you will fry your computer. And also, when you plug this battery in, you want to make sure that you plug it in straight, okay? You don't want to get it in at an angle, not up or down or side to side, because if you do, you can damage the pins that are in there, okay? So it's very important that you put that in straight, all right? So there we go. Let's go ahead now and put these cables back into that groove. I don't know why they need to have this groove here. It doesn't actually need to go in there. You can even leave the cables outside, but that's how they had it, so that's how we're gonna put it, all right? So let's go ahead and get these 4 screws back in, again using the PH0 or JS0 screwdriver. Okay. If your screwdriver is a little wobbly when you try and turn the screws, you want to make sure to use a different screwdriver. You don't want to use the wrong size screwdriver, because if you stripped any of these screws, you're going to have a really hard time taking them back out. All right. So let's go ahead and get these last screws back in that are holding the batteries. All right, again, this model is very easy to put back together or take out the cover. It's a little dusty here, so let me clean that real quick. All right, cleaning it off to the side and brushing it off into my trash can. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead now and just put this cover back on. You can see it's a lot cleaner. Okay, so just get everything lined up. Okay, and the bottom ones here do have little kind of latches that kind of hold it in place. So try and get that all lined up. We might actually have to put that side first. So yeah, so we're gonna put the bottom side like this. We're gonna slide it into place. So have it up like that and then slide it down into place. Make sure everything lines up. You'll see that this is flush, all right? Then you can swing this down. If this doesn't go in, you can lift up from the center a little, and then you can push that in, all right? There we go. The sides also seem to not click in right, so you might have to pull up from the middle here, so that way it flexes it like this, and there we go. That got it into place perfectly. Same thing with this side. Lift it up a little from the center, so that way you can get that to drop in, and there we go. All right, so now we got everything lined up and into place. All right, this feels a little bit off. For some reason, it's not seating properly. So if that's the case, you can hold on to this, and then basically you pull this up to make it flex in this way, and hopefully that will let it drop in. Yep, it did. And there we go. So let's go ahead and get these screws in. We're going to switch back over to the PH1 or JS1 screwdriver. So I'm going to get this corner screw in first, just to make sure it's lined up and flush. All right. Then we're going to go ahead and go over to this side and do the same thing, because this now is too far. Okay, there we go. And now that's lined up and flush. Perfect. Now we'll get the screwdriver, the screw, and put that back in. All right, now that we got all those corner screws back in, we can get all the remaining and we're good to go. So that's pretty much all there is to this model. Hopefully this video helped you guys. Again, if it did, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. Excuse me. If it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Other than that, you're welcome to stay as I put in the last two screws. We're going to switch back to the T5 or Torx 5 screwdriver. And actually we'll power it up again. I forgot to mention, because it was giving a fan error before. I probably should have showed that on the camera. But let's go ahead now and turn this thing on. All right. So we're just going to open up the screen here. I'll work on it upside down. Go ahead and push the power button. Hopefully I don't have to plug it in to get it to turn back on, because we did remove the battery. And again, removing the battery does reset the BIOS or CMOS. So it's going to take a while to turn on. I see the power light is on, and we're just going to keep waiting until, there we go. So here you go. It says CMOS has been reset. I don't know if you can see that. All right, CMOS BIOS has been reset. So enter to reboot the system. So we'll press enter, and it should boot okay now. If it does, we're just going to shut it, and we should be good to go. All right, so let's see. Okay, you see it's starting itself. It didn't complain about the fan, so we should be good to go. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, let's drop this. Bye.